I was just looking to see what could be inquired or shared. And it's on the topic of will, which we've talked about a lot. And what I saw was it appears to be my will, the one to choose to turn towards God. It appears that it must be mine, that I must be the one to turn, to choose. My effort, my discipline, persistence. And that without it being mine, that it won't be. It appears this way. In the only way that I know it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a question. I guess if there was, it's when will it no longer be mine? When will it be clear that I am not the doer and that it is not my will?
Who can ask such a thing? Insofar as there is this my will, you have this sense. Yeah? I decided to come to satsang. I decided what time to wake up. Yes?
Yes.
Insofar as we have this sense, my will, then you must decide. This my will, there's something to it, you know. Insofar as there is free will, there is my will. Even if there's just a teeny bit of my will in thy will, or free will in karma, then you must use it. And choose. You decide, you choose. Insofar as you believe you are the doer, then you must apply your doership in wise direction, yes? Yeah. There is free will. You choose. It's not a lot. But that which it is, it's for you to apply wisely. As you choose wisely, this my will now is in the flow of the natural movement of thy will. You are ushered through, ferried, carried, held. And it's not like you're not, before this decision to come to surrender, come to satsang, come to even have the notion of, I want to know what is true, is supported even in all of that. Never once not supported in it. But for those who pay attention, all strategies of my will are seen exhausted. This one is exhausted. It's not working. My best strategies. Now this my will comes into the flow, alignment, coherence, resonance, a natural state of in what is, you could say, and now everything conspires for your success. But it will never be forced upon you. Open invitation, but it will never be forced upon you. This is what is free will. The right, the inherent right to say, no, thank you. And in this, to come in your own surrender, in your own sincerity to say, yes, please. Yes, please. One could say that thy will gives you what you call my will. It is free will to you decide. Coming and going. Coming and going, coming and going. It's okay. Eventually, in such a blessed way, you will come to know that it wasn't ever your will that came to satsang. You made a decision to honor the decision that was made, you could say. It is only an ever God that moves you in this way of speaking. It's a bit metaphorical, but it's okay. I like it because it gives us a sense of our place in it when we still have a sense of a place in it. And this itself is what will erode from your consciousness, is this sense of my will. But it can't be taken from you. Only you can bring yourself into the space of just what is. Some of you maybe know, I spent the weekend with my guru, and I found myself thinking, how did this happen? I can't really trace the steps. There's this great cartoon I remember from when I was a child, in the newspaper cartoon. It was called Family Circle, and you could trace the steps of the child throughout the day. I don't remember much about it other than this. And I'm trying to find the dotted line. And I just sat in wonder and gratitude to Mooji and to what is, the Satguru. And it came a bit like this. It said, I gave myself to love. Love swallowed me whole and dissolved me from the outside in. From inside of love, I swallowed love whole, and it dissolves me from the inside out. My will, love opened its giant jaws, the lion's jaws, and I entered. What else could I do? I had exhausted every other strategy of my will. Then from the inside of the lion, I had the audacity, the temerity to take a big bite out of its heart. Swallowed it whole and but you see, upon seeing, there is no my will that could do that, because it was the end of that which did it, and it's not possible. So it wasn't me even in that. But what can any of us do but simply align in what it is that we know to be that? And so what can I say? I did nothing. But this sense of the I will comes, from the fire within. It isn't bad, Ego itself isn't bad. I mean, it's a troublemaker, to be sure. But it isn't inherently bad. Not at its core. But this I sense, I as, with a will of my own, this I as perceiver, this I as experiencer, this I as doer. As long as this I is alive in you, then you simply take this I will and you bring it into the light of what we might call thy will. It is isness. This isn't so mystical, it isn't so poetic, it isn't so religious. It simply is a full acceptance of what is. I will submit myself simply to what is, in a posture of non-resistance. Regardless of how I think about it and how I feel about it, I've tried everything else, and so now I simply surrender to what is. I'm no longer, one would say, I'm no longer in conflict with what is thought. Thoughts come and go. What do they mean to me? I'm no longer in conflict with what I feel. Feelings come and go. What do they say of me? I'm no longer in conflict of what you say and do for me or against me. What you say and do is always shifting. What does it mean to me? This is very, very difficult. Having tried everything else, having explored every option in inquiry, in contemplation, what else? You simply are as you are. How else? It is as it is. What else? So all I can do is place myself into what is and abide there without jumping out of my own experience or internal experience or external experience. I stay. Where could I run? What could I chase? Now, it's so, the I sense of personhood, of even metaphorical, archetypal fabric or lattice of I-ness, of even the soul's journey. What can I be other than what I am? How can I be other than how I am? And then, how did we say it recently? Yeah, like an ice cube melting slowly in warm water, lukewarm. And then this I sense will gently merge into the water. But if the ice jumps out of the water, it's common. Everybody will go this here and there and this way and that way. It's okay. Right? Just pay attention. There's no... And then also for the ice cube that knows where it is and chooses to stay, I suggest take a big gulp. Take a big gulp. And now this warm water, this love, will begin to melt you from the inside out. Outside in, inside out. You will be so happy. Where there is strategy of I sense, then do it. Don't believe anybody. Don't believe anything. You must know for your own self. You shouldn't even really trust what I say in this. Doesn't matter, actually. It's not required. It's already happening. It's happening to us far before we recognize it's happening, far before we even come to trust it. It's loving us despite our distrust. So, simply know what you know, as you know, from your own experience, from your own wisdom, however limited that may be. Know what you know and don't pretend that you don't know what you know, and choose wisely. Once you come to see that you can take this I will in so many directions to so many places, then you'll see it's hardly worth the effort of the movement. But until then, you must go searching under every rock. Just pay very close attention, that's all. Is it okay? Some other reflection?
Just the ice cube melting, is aware of where it is and that it's melting. And there's grief.
Yeah.
But it's seen and simultaneously beautiful if I'm able to remain seeing it.
Yes.
And the strategy and the habit to move into the grief is also seen.
Yeah.
And tired.
Yeah.
So it's like staying right on the edge, and it's wavering because it's a strong strategy and habit. But I think more tired now.
Yes. Ice cube identifies as ice cube, contracted, frozen. Doesn't even really know for some time that it's none other than frozen water. So as identified as ice cube, it will perceive melting as something to grieve. Loss of identity. But really, all that's happening is loss of confusion, loss of suffering. Grief is revealed and is the process of grief leaving. Grief felt is grief melting away. Grief belongs to the identity. There is no sadness. It is only an experience of what is frozen and contracted, melting. This is the I sense. And it has so many strategies, so many identities. This one identity has so many identities. And if we're blessed, it takes a good long while. It can happen so slowly and gently. Love is the ocean. This I, a tiny drop, is now the mighty sea. I am one with thee. It's a beautiful chant that they do at Shivananda. Ananda is the ocean. Shanti is the ocean. Bhagavan is the ocean. I am one with thee. Once a tiny drop and now the mighty sea. Lord, I'm one with thee.